Hey.
All right.
What's up, everybody? Hey.
Salute.
No doubt.
Mm. Ooh.
All right. I wonder if they shot
Hey,
intro.
juice.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like you needed that. Like, yo, I needed that right there. I can tell by your reaction.
Get you right here, Gina, right here. No. What's up, everybody?
Hey, it's hump day.
What up?
It's hump day.
It's really a hump day. Like,
Oh boy.
It's really a hump day. Get through this week felt long as shit. Coming off Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Ate good,
Definitely.
drank good, a lot of driving.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, how you living, man?
Man, shoot, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I said I wasn't going to get into the Black Friday mess, but your family drags you in it because, you know, they want you to drop, right? So I'm like, all right, you know, but I was just like, I'm in that. And I'm just like, man, I'm trying to tell you, people really be going crazy for laundry detergent on Black Friday. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I'm going to say like this, in fairness to the laundry detergent people on Black Friday. If you're getting the $22 bottle of detergent, the real big one, for like $5, I understand. I definitely understand it. You know what I mean? So if somebody gets swung on for a $22 bottle that's $5, I get it. I'm not saying I would do it, but I get it.
But I understand. You know, you don't realize how much things cost until you're an adult, like toilet paper, toilet tissue, soap, hand soap, mop stuff, all of that. You like, wait a second, who's wiping their ass this much? Why is I'm buying tissue every week?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the TV thing I really don't understand because people buy TVs every year, so
That's
just like, listen,
cheap TV, so they need to buy them every year.
Yeah, I mean,
TVs and from Walmart, them TVs break down every year. They only work 364 days.
I'm like, man, I guess so, but I'm just like, but how they do them though? They mark the TV up, and then when it's Black Friday, yo, look, it's 50% off. I'm like, what they didn't tell you is, yo, we raised it like $150 about a couple days ago before you bought it.
Right. So when they roll it back, they just roll it back to the price it was last week. That's it.
Absolutely, you know.
If you think about it, that's genius. That's actually genius. Not nice, but it's genius. At least they get their money.
Black Friday, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from it, but if you need laundry detergent, I understand. I get it.
I tried to stay away, but can't say that I did.
But in actuality, how many times have y'all really gotten up early, 5 o'clock in the morning on Black Friday going shopping? I think I only did in my life. I think I only did that shit twice in my whole life, and I'm 40.
I've never done it. But for those of us girls that like Bath and Body Works, Candle Day, I have done that. Last year, I did drag my husband out. I think it was like 5 a.m. and we was outside online.
Why you drag him out though?
Because it's 5 a.m. and I wasn't gonna go there by myself.
Right.
He called over and was like, "You want me to go with you?" I was like, "Yeah,
of course."
So me and him was all snuggled in the cold, trying to get some damn candles. But then,
I tell you this: if John Madden come out on a midnight or any popular game come out on a midnight at GameStop, you better have your ass with him standing right beside at midnight waiting for the fucking GameStop to open.
Well, no, I'll just order it. I'll order it online.
See,
like
I'll wake up. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying, Mark?
I say like this though: when the Xbox came out, right, or was it the 360 or one of them, right?
PS5
that came out. Yeah, I'm gonna say like this. You know, we really were outside like a gang. Like seriously, if you would have put some bandanas on us or something like that, it really would have looked like we were in a gang because it was like, look. We got to get 3 of these things. And you know what? If anybody in the way, just swing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, seriously, it was that serious.
Still crazy. Even after a year later, people still have not gotten PS5. So this year, they're trying to get them again. and it's the same. Like it is the hottest commodity. PS5 and Jordans. It's like you can't see them nowhere. It's crazy.
Yeah, I still ain't got my PS5 and shit.
Well, try again this year. Maybe you'll get it. But they do that on purpose. They only made 5 of them, so they'll make another 5 this year, and then that's it. They won't make a lot of them, which I kind of understand it as far as marketing goes, but then again, I don't. Like, it's popular, so if you put a lot of them out, people will buy them. But it's the hype. They only put a little bit out and make people just steal and rob and kill for them.
I'm gonna say like this: most people don't love them. Like, I mean, I think some like people who are really really into the games and the gamers or whatever, they do. But most people who I know got them, right? It's just like they got them. They was hyped for maybe a couple months, got all the games, and then a couple months later, it's just there. So I just like you got hyped for nothing. No, they not. But most people, who want to go crazy and go get it the minute it come out aren't really gamers. They just like the rush of whatever this is.
Having something new. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, just know when I get my shit, the first 96 hours I'm in front of the fucking TV. Whenever I get it.
If it's an actual hashtag mute Merv, that means that Merv is playing his game. So he's been muted for a couple days. He'll come back.
He muting himself. You know what I'm saying? Seriously.
Right.
I was like, man, well, unless it's Grand Theft Auto, because I mean they got prostitutes on there and everything. You know what I mean? For us, so Merv gives an update on that. Like, yo, look at this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? I just bagged this chick. You know what I mean? For real. She got in the car. Like, yeah. You might get an update on that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm still stuck with Super Mario when they was raccoons and spinning and stuff. That's where my gaming stopped. I'll give you Tekken.
You start on Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo
I still have
days.
my Nintendo too. My original Nintendo with the gun, I still have it.
Well, shoot, they make them the what you call it
now.
They make the whole thing, where it gives you like 500 something games or whatever, and you could just play all the games. All of them do that. Nintendo, Sega, and whoever else. You know what I'm saying? They all do it. So
yeah, I got the original.
Where you blowing to yeah, right. All of that, right? Got
right.
That's the only way it will work is if you blow and you like out of breath, almost seeing the light, and then you gotta
Becca, I know your daughter looks at you crazy, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we used to do right here. This is the OG move. This is what we used to do.
She's a Roblox kind of girl.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, of course,
figured
that's
that.
The new shit.
Figured that.
That and Fortnite and all the Fortnite Roblox.
I had to take it from her. I had to take it from her. She would be up in the middle of the night playing it, and then when I wake up for school, she'll be tired. I used to get letters from the teachers saying that she fell asleep in class, and I'm like, what is going on? So I'm more concerned. I'm like, are you okay? What's going on? I'm trying to think maybe she's getting bullied, and I don't know. And then one night I wake up and I'm like, I go in a room and here she put it away. I was like, it is 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Why?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
When I talk about addicted, like she was taking oxy addiction. I was like, no, ma'am. So she had to take a break from it.
Yeah, she had the door closed and then you opened it.
No, well, in the house is real quiet, so every little noise you can hear it. So
okay,
our bedrooms is bedroom, bathroom, bedroom. So I wake up to go to the bathroom and I'm like, I know I'm not hearing clickety clacks. I'm like, what's going on? I open her door and she got LED lights. So I open up her door and you would have thought I caught her like about to rob a bank.
Doing some crazy shit.
You talk about busted. Shorty was busted and she cried her eyes out when I took it away from her.
Got to.
I had to wean her off of it. Like, for real, it was bad. It was real bad. I've never experienced that with gamers. Like, yeah, it was bad.
Hear that.
So let's go ahead and jump into shit. Sound like everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep, I did. I was with my husband's family this Thanksgiving.
Okay.
They are so funny. A bunch of New Yorkers in a room. So imagine how that was going.
True. So I went to Atlanta. Me and my daughter went to Atlanta. My cousin was hosting it, right? And he fried a turkey. Now everybody that fries a turkey, they've always had like the gas shit is out in the yard. You standing out, you testing the grease in it. This motherfucker had an electric turkey fryer.
Mm.
And exactly, Becca, I was like, electric? I was like, electric, my nigga? What, y'all couldn't find the gas? Like, nah, we was like, yo. He's like, nah, my wife want to try this out. And we decided to buy it and try it out. And like you just plug the shit in, put the grease in, and just plug the motherfucker in. But let me tell you something. Next year, I'm buying an electric turkey fryer. When I tell you that motherfucking turkey was so motherfucking juicy and so motherfucking good, come on, yo, the motherfucker was cooked right. The skin just had the nice flake, not burnt, but the nice crispy flakes on the top and shit. Even the white meat of the fucking turkey had juice in it. I didn't have to go to the skill.
That's a skill because turkey gets dry real easy.
Yeah, right. It do.
Right. I was thoroughly, pleasantly surprised and impressed by that fucking electric turkey fryer. Now I just wanted to talk about that before we start going to the podcast. Yeah. All right. So now y'all know how we go. Y'all know how we start with these goddamn icebreakers. Y'all already know.
Oh boy.
Here they go.
I don't never know none of these.
It shows that we are not smarter than a fifth grader.
Yeah. Well, a fifth grader better not be telling these goddamn jokes though.
Oh yeah, no.
All right, first joke. What's the difference between a G-spot and a golf ball?
A G-spot and a golf ball. They're both tucked. No, that's not a difference. I don't know. The difference between a G-spot and a golf ball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
The guy will actually search for the golf ball.
Okay, write this down, y'all. The felony G-spot is right by your booty hole. So, yeah.
I thought we were talking about the female G-spot. What the
I'm
hell?
just saying for those who didn't know that your spot is right there by the exit.
Yeah. So what you're trying to say, the nigga's G-spot is in the ass. It's only a certain kind of people that's gonna have their G-spot touch. Okay. So
this is the reason why Trick Daddy, when he was asked, does he put his legs up? He said sometimes because that's where it's at.
Hey, so Trick Daddy didn't have G-spot touch, and now he hooked. Okay, cool. All right, so what's the difference between a tire and 365 used condoms?
Guys actually replace tires? I don't know.
Damn. That's a good try. One's a good year, the other's a great year.
That means
right though.
I know
right though, you know what I'm saying? Definitely right about that. Like, man, you got lucky every night. I'm like, man,
every night.
Could you imagine every day for a year straight?
Man,
no.
Well, me, it have to be at least 200 different motherfuckers, or I get bored.
I'm like, man. I like, man. That mean even if you married, that mean the wife was with it a night.
The wife was with it every night straight. And why you use a condom on your wife?
Day.
To prevent pregnancy, you would do it. The same reason a woman would be on birth control. Yeah, but Have you spoken to people who've gotten pregnant off of birth control?
So you got married couples using condoms?
That's a real thing. Married couples use condoms.
I've heard it before. I mean, I might not understand it, but I heard it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
if the woman is not on birth control and the goal is to prevent pregnancy, he would have to wear a condom, right? Because
Why would I? Why would I want to do that? You know what I'm saying?
Out. Like the fuck. Like
we gonna have them. We gonna have them.
It don't work though, Merv.
Wait, what?
It don't always work. Pulling out don't always work.
Oh well, we're gonna have to take that risk. You my wife now.
Go ahead.
We having them. You know what I'm saying?
Merv said it's up and it's stuck.
We having them. That's it.
Unless my wife come and she got a yeast infection or some shit like that. Okay, cool. We put on a condom. But if
wait a minute, hold on. You caught that, right, Mark? Okay, wait.
What?
So,
oh boy,
have a yeast infection. You still gonna lay with her? You're not gonna take a break. You just gonna put on a condom on and just go ahead through the bread?
Condoms are for protection, ain't it?
So you run red lights too, then, Merv?
He definitely do.
Next question. I can't.
You know.
Red
light special.
This is not that kind of pod, y'all. I am not in.
Somebody cue up TLC.
Hey,
you know what I mean? Cue that up.
Shit go left.
You know what?
Jeez.
Next question, please.
My goddamn wife. Shit. Why does Santa Claus have such a big sack?
Where do you get these from?
Yeah.
Such a big sack. I can never get these riddles. I don't know.
He only comes once a year.
Okay. Duh, it's been building up for 364 days. It's a heavy bag.
Man, we go from 365 days. We go from every day to one day. Every day to one day.
Oh shit. So what's the difference between a hooker and a drug dealer?
One is on the corner, the other works the block. I don't know.
I can see why. I can see that. So a hooker can wash her crack and resell it.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
Lord have mercy.
I like, man, shoot, them gas station Johns, man.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Shoot, they hit that gas station bathroom, be right back out.
Hit those 3 points. Hit those 3 points, right?
Yes.
Like, you want a date? Like, no. Like, I'm good. Shit.
All right. So what do the mafia and pussies have in common? What do the mafia and pussies have in common?
Control.
You got me there.
All right. One slip of the tongue and you're in deep shit.
Here we go. Back to the booty hole. Merv, Lord Jesus, this is not that kind of show. We're keeping it clean today, I think.
Oh, shit. All right. What did the banana say to the vibrator?
The banana say to the...
What did
you can never be me.
To the vibrator?
You can never be me.
What the fuck? What?
I don't know.
That doesn't make sense to you?
People put condoms on bananas, Merv. Oh, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to be quiet.
That's true.
I'm not going to say anything.
You know, the banana, what did the banana say to the vibrator? What the fuck you shaking for? She's going to eat me.
Yeah.
Oh shit! So, what's the difference between a pregnant woman and a light bulb?
See, I can only think of the similarity. I was gonna say they both get screwed. Um,
Close.
There you go. Mm.
you I don't know. You screw one and you get a baby. You screw the other one, you get light. I don't know.
You can only unscrew the light bulb. She already pregnant.
Right.
Boom.
All right.
That part.
What do you call a lesbian dinosaur?
Yo, these damn riddles. A lesbian dinosaur.
Lickalotopus.
Yo. Yeah. Yo.
I'm just gonna smell
Oh
it.
my god. You know what I'm saying? That joint crazy.
Nah.
Oh shit! All right. What does one saggy boob say to the other saggy boob?
Pick yourself up.
That's a good one. If we don't get support, people will think we're nuts.
I can't.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
If we don't get support, people are gonna think we're nuts.
All right, let's see. What's the
Oh, here we go. Come on, Murph.
What do a penis and a Rubik's cube have in common?
You could turn it.
You get points just for even guessing because you never guess. But that's wrong. What do a penis and a Rubik's cube have in common? Beck, you got one before I tell you?
Have in common. They both require both hands.
Oh, that's a good guess. The more you play with it, the harder it gets. You know, every time you turn the goddamn colors and that goddamn Rubik's cube, that's it. Mother get hard as fuck. Hey, why do vegetarians give good head?
It's the only meat they eat. I don't know.
That's a good one. Mark, you got one?
No.
Why do vegetarians give good head?
Vegetarians. I don't know.
Because they're used to eating nuts.
I can't. Where do you get these from? These can't be normal Google search riddles.
Yeah, what's long and hard and full of semen?
The ocean. I don't know.
Close.
Come on, Mark. What you got?
I don't got this one. Because it ain't going to be obvious. It's going to be something ridiculous.
Y'all give up?
Yeah. I think I know what it is. I see
what people
are
what's
saying.
Long and hard and full of semen?
I think somebody in the comments got it.
A submarine.
Close. Okay.
Yeah.
But I saw semen. That's why I was like, okay, ocean. Because I know it wasn't actual.
Right.
Yeah.
So we said ship.
Yeah, I tried to get creative.
That said Navy boat. All right.
Close.
So check it, right? We're supposed to have a real spicy topic tonight. We're supposed to talk about we're supposed to talk about fathers, mothers, kids, baby mamas, baby dads, and everything that was supposed to be the area of the conversation. But unfortunately, we had some people that couldn't be on tonight. So it's only 3 of us, and there's only 2 of us have kids. So it's like, Mark is an uncle. So I didn't feel like we'd be able to really deep dive and peel all the onions back between the 3 of us. So I switched it up. All right. So if anybody's watching that was ready to talk, that was ready for us to talk about the co-parenting wars, we apologize. We had some of our members that had some things come up at the last second that they had to take care of, and they couldn't be on our podcast tonight. So we had to switch it up. But I promise you, the motherfucking subject is coming. The discussion is coming because I got some shit to get off my chest. And I need
he's triggered, y'all. He's triggered.
As usual.
The topic is not to inform the public. This is his therapy session, y'all.
Yeah, as usual. I'm trying to tell you.
He can get it off this way.
Especially Yummy with this topic. You know what I'm saying?
So,
you got
hey, so I need more people on here so we have a balance. We need checks and balances for this topic, and it's not enough. We need at least one more guy and 2 more females. We need at least 5 people. 2 females, 3 guys, or 2 guys, 3 females. So we're gonna talk about college versus trade school. That's what we're gonna talk about. Mark, in high school, did you know what your next steps was gonna be after high school? Did you know what you was gonna do?
Man, I ain't even find.
What did you end up doing?
I really didn't even find out I was even going to college until the last not semester but quarter or whatever, right? I ain't even start applying to colleges probably until April. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know what I was going to do. But then you know when your mom, for real, hits you, with some object, like an iron or an iron board or some shit, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, it's just like, all right, let me go ahead and apply to these colleges. I took the SATs late as hell. But I wasn't really even going to go. But I did real good on the SATs. So that's how I got into college. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't because of my grades. My grades were But the SATs, they were just like, well, you smart. You know what I'm saying? You just ain't really never apply yourself.
Apply yourself.
Yeah, you got it right. You know what I'm saying?
Mark a borderline genius and shit.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? I wish.
But you got high IQ. But you got goddamn F's in class and shit.
No, I went enough to pass, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, man, as long as I got a C, I was good. You know what I mean?
Oh, gosh, you like these get diplomas.
Yeah.
Becca, what about you?
After college, I was on my way to Hollywood.
Wait, what?
I
your plan when high school was you going to college and then Hollywood?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was going to college. When I went after high school, I wasn't really sure what college I was going to go to until I went to a college tour. And it was basically the East Coast. And we went to a lot of HBCUs. And I chose Morgan State. So after high school, I went to Morgan State in Baltimore. And my degree was in television and radio production. And that's the degree I ended up getting. But I switched schools. Long story. But yeah, after high school, I knew I was going to college. I knew what my major was. I already knew that I was going to be a star. I was going to be on a movie set, a TV set. That was the plan. I knew it was happening.
Shoot, you had a plan. That's what's up.
You sound like me. I had a plan too. I was going to college. I was going to college where the football team plays on TV. I was going to earn a fucking starting position. I was going to ball the fuck out. I was going to the fucking NFL.
Mm-hmm.
That was my shit.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask y'all this. When y'all made the decision to go, did you have anybody talking shit about you going, or be like, yo, why are you going to college, or that's dumb, or that's stupid, or did any negative energy, or did you have any negative friends or family members that was trying to discourage you from?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I'm just like, man, my friends on the block, they was just, you going to college, man. We ain't even gonna see you, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, what about us, man? We fam out here. I was like, yo, I was like, man, you gotta. I'm tired of getting in trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? That's when I knew something. It's a shift. Like, I mean, how many times can you elude getting in trouble? You know what I'm saying? And that's really when it hit me. And you go to these college campuses and stuff like that, and you see, because at first I thought with college, I was just like, oh man, it's probably like TV show A Different World or something. You know what I mean? All these people is kind of smart and they just do their schoolwork or whatever. But then, the college I ended up going to, Cheney, right? I'm like, damn, these guys just like I am. You know what I mean? They all got their stories that they was from the block too, but they just happened to be in college. You know what I'm saying? So it was wild to me, but I was just like, this ain't bad. When I visited, and I was just like, it just had my outlook on college was a little different. Maybe it ain't, like so different from, how I came up, these people up here. So, you know what I'm saying? Once that happened, it was just like, man, all right, college sound all right, but it was met with some resistance. You know what I'm saying? Mainly from some friends and some family, like cousins and stuff. But like everybody who was older though, you know what I mean? They couldn't even believe it. They like, yo, you got into college? Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, well, you got to go. You know what I mean? You can't waste no time around here. They ain't doing nothing around here but shooting up the block or whatever. You got to go do something different. So that was it.
Okay. Becca, what about you?
Total opposite. Everybody was on my side. I had my family ready for me to move on. All of my friends, we were all applying to schools and was talking about which ones we applied to, which ones we, got accepted to, which one we was going to. All of us was like, all right, it's time to apply. What school you apply to? And once we got accepted and chose our schools, it was like party time. It's like, all right, one homeboy went to Morehouse, one went to Spelman, I went to Morgan, my homegirl went to Bennett, one of them pledged, this for fraternity, another one, my best friend is AKA. So yeah, it was the total opposite. It was a different world. Like for me, all of my friends was college, team college.
Okay. Yeah, I was I was the same way. Like, so I'm the youngest, and I got 4 older siblings. All of them went to college, so it was almost like it wasn't a question of if. It was like, nigga, which college?
Which one? Yeah,
that's how my shit was. You know what I'm saying? It was I mean, I had aspirations to go already, like I wanted to go, but it was already kind of like pre-planned because like all your fucking siblings went to college, and motherfucker, you kind of smart. Your ass going to college too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so let me ask y'all this: did y'all have any friends that went to maybe like a trade school or community college at home?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Did y'all think anything negative about them going to a trade school or community college at home?
It was always especially, I think when a lot of us were in school, it was a stereotype about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And really this kind of came from, to me, you know what I mean, my experience, right? People who, made pretty good grades. They was already going to like colleges and stuff like that. And it was just like, well, you know what I'm saying? They going to trade school, they going to community college. And I mean, here, CCP, and they call it Community College of Philadelphia, CCP, the 13th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't no real college or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And most people, you know what I mean, go to CCP, they don't go to no 4-year school anyway. So your life going in right there, you know what I mean, as far as college. So that's the way they talked about it. I remember those conversations or whatever, right? So for me, I ain't going to community. Like, ain't no way I'm gonna end up in community. You know what I'm saying? Because all I'm gonna do is just see a couple cats from the block that just happen to, get lucky and graduate like I did. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just I wasn't gonna go there. But I did have a friend that went to trade school, but he was always interested, in working on cars. He was like one of the first guys I knew my age who had a car. You know what I'm saying? So that was his thing because his pop worked on cars and stuff like that. So he's just like, yeah, and I think back then they were just starting to do stuff with like electronics in cars back then. You know what I mean? Like just started before like navigation and all that was in a car, but they were just starting that stuff out. So what happened was he was learning about that, just reading on his own. He's just like, yo, I should go to a trade school, check it out. Now, he got like a couple shops and all of that. He just stuck with, what was the family tradition. So I was just like, man, but it was a bold step. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, you ain't going to college. You just going to go to some trade school, whatever. You like, yo, I love this shit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Smart move for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he ended up being successful at it. So.
Okay.
For me, I'm actually that person that ended up going to community college after going to HBCU. So I ended up leaving my HBCU for more reasons than I could name. That's another pod. But I ended up leaving, and when I went to a community college in Brooklyn College, that's where I graduated from. None of the people that I knew, as far as my high school friends, went to a trade school. But they all did other things besides what they went to school for. Like they all, like a friend of mine went to school, and I forgot what his degree was, but he was also a dancer. Like it was him and another one of my homeboys. They danced in a lot of Busta Rhymes videos, a lot of rap videos back in the 90s, and early 2000s. They danced. So that was something that they did outside of college. But I didn't know anybody that went straight from our high school to a trade school. They all went to college, but they all had other talents besides what their degree was in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so the topic that we're going to dive in, I'm pretty sure anybody that's listening can tell, is college versus trade school. Which choice is right for you? And the reason why I wanted to talk about this, y'all know I be on Facebook, I be on social media. And lately, it seemed like it's a battle between trade school and college. That's what it's become. Yeah. And like, I think is a place for both of them, but now it's starting to become where it's reversing. Like, if you go to college, you're an idiot. And I'm seeing posters saying like, why the fuck would you go to college when you could go to trade school, jump right into work, and then you have all the student loans, et cetera, et cetera.
That's a real point.
I'm like, it makes sense, but it don't, right? And I say, especially for somebody like me, right? Like I had no idea what I wanted to do, leaving high school. You know what I'm saying? Like college really was a last minute type of situation for me. So I was just like, when you don't have no idea what you want to do, right? I mean, college is kind of good to find your way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, all right, well, the life that I'm in, that's not going to lead me to where I need to be. So let's try this college thing out, you know what I'm saying, and just see how that is. I mean, for me, it worked for me. Like I needed college more than college needed me. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. Because it kind of changed my life. It just changed my way of thinking and, a lot of things, right? But I'm like, for somebody like my homie who knew exactly what he wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to work on these cars. Trade school made perfect sense for him because this is what he was interested in. It was a path to get there, and that was that. I mean, for me, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I went to college, and then, you know what I'm saying, you find some stuff out. And then when I was in college, then I found out, oh, I might want to try this, or I might want to try that. and it worked, for me, but you know what I'm saying? I just think it is, I like for an individual who don't really know what they want to do, college might be a good choice because it just opens up, options and opportunities that you might have not thought of.
Yeah, and and also choose some place to go. Trade school or college or even military. Because I hear a lot of people are like, I'm going to take a year off from high school and then go to college. I'm going to take a year off and then go to trade school. I'm going to take a year off and then start whatever I want to do in life. And a lot of times that year turns into 5-6 years that you haven't really done anything. And then you, especially if you stay at home, you kind of get caught. You kind of get caught in the in that trap, that home trap, that comfort trap.
Yeah. Yep.
I know we did. I know it happened. I know that happens a lot where I'm from.
Yeah. I was just like, man, but it's just, I say like this, especially when you're young, 17, 18. I'm just like, you should want to experience, something different than whatever, you're going through then. Because I'm like, when you just say, I'll take that year off, just like you said, Merv, it could just turn into additional years. Or, I'm going to just go and do this, that what everybody else, like, it might be like a plant in your town or a place, a big company, that hires for like every different job or whatever in your town. And then, I'm going to just go work there. But then it's just like, you're not happy there either. You know what I'm saying? And you still back home, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't really doing too much. You know what I'm saying? You got this job or whatever at the company, but it ain't really what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And when you're young, that's when you're young. You're enthusiastic, your mind is vibrant. You know what I'm saying? You should want to take those type of chances because you don't have all the responsibilities. Well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but most don't have all those responsibilities. It's not like, oh yeah, well, I got a couple kids now and I got to do this and do that. You're 17, 18. So I was like, any time to take a chance is then, you know what I'm saying, and experience something new.
I agree with that because I know when I was graduating from high school, you couldn't tell me that I wasn't going to be Angela Bassett, right? I just knew that was exactly what I wanted to do. That was the road I was going for, and everybody that knew me could not see me doing anything else. It was like, yeah, the way, if you know Rebecca, then you know all she needs, and that's my tag. All I need is a stage and a mic, right? Especially because I've been doing this since I was 5. I have VHS tapes of me singing in front of hundreds of people at 5. So this is something that I've been doing all my life. So when I went to high school and I went to a performing arts high school, I knew what my major was going to be. After high school, I knew I was going to college. I knew what my degree was going to be, and you couldn't tell me nothing. But then life sometimes takes you somewhere else. And now that I'm older and dealing with college debt still 20 years later, a part of me feels like, maybe I should have just went and just did auditions. And, I was in New York. I was in New York in 1998, 97, 96. Prime time, I could have, and my high school was sponsored by MTV. So we was able to go to MTV studios and just walk the halls and the offices. We knew the people. That's where I met a lot of celebrities at. Our high school prom was at the MTV studios right there in Times Square. So you couldn't tell me that I wasn't going to be a star, bro, right? That's what I was going to be. You couldn't tell me nothing. But it didn't always happen that way. So, and then now dealing with college debt, it's like, damn, I should have just did that. But I always wanted to go to college. I didn't plan to just go to high school and then do nothing, especially with my father, the way that he was like, so, you're going to college, right? Because my dad didn't finish college. He ended up getting kicked out because he was part of the Woolworth situation. So, when they were, the word is escaping me, protesting. Everybody knows about the Woolworth protesting. Is in the kitchen. They were protesting in regards to the racism, and he got kicked out of college. So he did not finish. He did not actually get his education degree until much later in life, until he was like in his 40s. And so he wanted me to go to college and say, yes, the sit-ins, Rika, thank you. I'm old. So the word escaped me. But yeah, so I kind of, part of me wishes I did that and not have 30,000 college debt. But then I enjoyed not the first part of college. I didn't enjoy being at Morgan State. But when I went to a community college, that's where I had the most fun. And that's where I started to enjoy college the most. And then I graduated. And then shortly after that, I got pregnant. And now I work at a bank. So it's like, damn, I was on my way to Hollywood. I was right there. And then quick left. And life changes.
That's how it happens.
Right. And I know people who have trades that make ridiculous amount of money. Don't have to worry about college debt. They are doing what they love. It may be more physical than an office job, but you know, if the goal is to have money and not necessarily have a degree, which doesn't mean anything, because right now degrees is kind of like, yeah, I can get it, but I don't need it to be successful.
Yeah. So I like I said, I was always going to college, but everything that was provided to me from my clothes or from a roof on my head or a car, it was provided by trade school. Because my dad went to trade school for mechanic, ended up becoming a mechanic, and then ended up getting his own gas station in Georgetown. So I got respect for trade school as well. I just think there's no need to bash either one of them. If you're a college person, no need to bash trade school. If you're a trade school person, don't need to bash college, because it's a lane for both.
Right.
And I always wanted to play football, and then my brother was a captain. So my brother's like 15 years older than me, so I got introduced to fraternity life when I was in middle school. So I knew when I went to college, I was checking out the fraternity life. I didn't know I was going to be a Kappa, but I knew I was going to be the first one that I paid attention to. Yo, I knew that was going to be the first one that I paid attention to. And listen, when I went, they got suspended off the yard. I think my freshman sophomore year, they got suspended off the yard. So they was going for like 2 years. They came back in like 2002. And when that probate happened, and I saw all these motherfucking girls go fucking nuts over them motherfuckers, you already knew it. That confirmed it. That's what I was going to be. That coming out show, the 2002 coming out show, when I saw these motherfucking ladies going bananas, like they was getting wet in the seats, just looking at these Kappa shimmy. And
little did they know they wouldn't even be existing to the public until 2 years later. That's another topic. He wanted to shimmy right into their hearts two years later.
It's crazy.
No.
It's like
I can't do it. No one can.
Well, see, Murph stuck with it, man, because I went to college, and I went to one of these meetings. You know what I mean, with the Qs or whatever, right? This boy named Fluke used to date my cousin. You know what I'm saying? And I know
Mark, you are definitely an Omega. You are definitely an Omega type motherfucker.
So, you know what I'm saying? I like. My because Fluke, that was like my OG. You know what I'm saying?
You don't see that?
You know what I mean?
I can't see Mark wearing gold spray Timberlands, fatigue, purple shirt. Stop it.
Hey, Mark heard this shit.
But the thing is though, they got suspended. You know what I'm saying? So by the time they came back 2 years later, and then my life is already taking shape. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm working. I got a car. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, oh man, I don't know if I got time. So,
you got a car. Hey, roll, bro.
I was like, you know what I mean? So I was like, I got it, because they were like, yeah, you might have to cut down some of your hours at work. I'm like, oh man, but this how I stay fresh though. Like, yeah, I mean, I get new sneakers every week. Like I couldn't give it up. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Mark, hey, cover your ears back. You know how much pussy, you know how much more pussy you would have gotten if you had got them purple and gold letters.
Man, yeah, I mean, it just you know what? And I'm gonna say like this though. Here's the thing, right? Like, yeah, I mean, for like I said, my OG Fluke and his brothers, they all graduated. So it wasn't going to be the same for me because I'm just like, if those guys was the guys who were going to pledge me, I was with it. But then these other guys, and I knew them, they was cool, but they wasn't like, you know, the OGs. Like, I like if I'm gonna be pledged, I gotta be pledged by the OGs. So it just wasn't. It wasn't kind of really wasn't the same. But they still wanted me to do it, but I was just like I had so much else going on, so I just couldn't do it. But it's one of them things I look back on like, damn, maybe I could have made it work though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I'm still good with a lot of them guys. Like
you could have made it. You could have made it. You could have made it work, and you would have made it work if your people were still there. But nigga, you've been a wild boy.
Thank God that Mark is not a Q.
Yo,
oh Lord, the stories we would get, ladies. So you think he sent y'all to the streets now? Imagine if he was a Q dog sending you to the streets.
Shoot, you know, but
hey, that might have saved your life on the low. That might have been a blessing in disguise.
Yes,
man.
Sometimes what don't work out for us be working out for us.
Yeah, you know. But I'm like, man, you know, yeah, shout to them guys on the yard. Like, because I was like, I didn't really want to do the other ones. I'm like, they asked me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, all right. So I'm looking at my school, right? I ain't thinking about the fraternity. I'm just looking at what type of clout everybody had at my school, right? And I'm just like, well, the captains that got suspended, they came back a little earlier. But I was just like, a lot of the guys who I knew my first year, they were all gone. So I'm like, I ain't really hitting. I don't really like these guys right here. Because a lot of them was like DC, Maryland guys, right? But they was a little corny to me. You know what I'm saying? They weren't like Southeast DC. They was like, you know, suburb Maryland type bulls. I was just like, nah, y'all, I can't feel y'all, right? And then the alphas, you know what I mean? I couldn't really feel them. You know what I mean? They was just kind of corny to me. The Sigmas was cool though. You know what I mean? But they will always be smoked out. Like they be high as hell every day in class falling asleep. So I was just like, I can't really rock with them either. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, I was just like, well, Q's, but then they were suspended for so long because they got suspended, then got suspended again. Like, damn, what y'all do now? You know what I'm saying? Well, remember when we had that fight up at the, I was like, man, I'm like, yo, like, why was y'all fighting at Lincoln? You know what I'm saying? So Lincoln and Cheney have a long history of beef, right? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's one of these PA black college things. You know what I'm saying? You know, so anyway, you know, they was fighting up at Lincoln and they was whooping ass up at Lincoln, and then they got suspended again for that. So it's just like, man, it sucked. You know what I'm saying? But I still see some of them, you know what I mean, today, man, and we still talk about all the times at school though, because even though I wasn't a Q, they still invite me to everything that they did though. You know what I mean? Yo, Mark, we gonna be over here, man. I mean, we know you ain't bruh, but you know, you still ride with us, you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, now
Mark, I'll tell you this. It's better to be a cool ass homeboy with a fraternity you're thinking about instead of being a paper motherfucker inside that fraternity. Trust me.
Don't paper shame. Huh? Just because they all don't paper shame. Not everybody wanted to take the wood to get into a fraternity.
I'm just saying. Like
some people waited to graduate year to be like, let me sign on this line.
There was some people that went over that was paper that those same ones you cool with don't fuck with and naturally got letters, but they paper, but they fuck with you more because they look at you as being real. I'm just, hey, it's a fact.
That is true, though. That is true. I do know people who pledged and did all of this and, you know, got hit with wood. And when somebody shows up and they like, okay, what school you pledged at? And they name a graduate school. They look at you like, so you just paid your money.
I'm going to say this.
Graduate schools don't get, because some grad schools get down, but it don't really look at like, you give a pass for grad school. But if you went undergrad, and you ain't go through nothing, you just paid your money, and show up to you didn't show up to the location you were supposed to show up at nighttime, get no respect.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like this. To me, I think you want to go. I think it's like you should want to go through whatever the real experience is. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I visit a different city, right? I don't want to go, you know what I mean, for where everybody else, you know, go. I want the real experience. Like, you know, if I'm in Charlotte, I want Charlotte shit, not you know, just yo, man, well, where we going to eat? Yo, we going to like Fridays or something. I'm like, I can go to Fridays back home. Like, I want to go to where real people in Charlotte, you know what I mean, for real, do whatever they do.
Local experience,
the real food, the real clubs, like, you know, this is what, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just think, you know, for anybody who's thinking about a fraternity or sorority, you know what I'm saying, you should really want to go through the real, whatever the real experience is, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, you know, part of you will appreciate it more. I think if it's grad school and, you know, you had things going on and you couldn't do it, okay, cool. But if you undergrad and you got a chance to do it, why would you want to go the other way instead of the natural way? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand it.
But I mean, that's some of those experiences, like those college experience on the yard and things that happen at the college campus are some of the things that people that may go to a trade school miss, right? They don't get to tell those stories about how you would just walk the yard late at night and be seeing people hugged up on the staircase of this building, just chilling, talking, right? You know, cupcaking, or, you know, we would go, like, I remember when I was going to Morgan, how we would at night when they pledged and they was about to get, you know, officially put into the fraternity or sorority. At night, we would go out there and watch them and see them scream their names and their numbers. And, you know, that's the fun part of being on a college campus. Sometimes when you just graduate from high school and go to a school and just learn a skill, you might miss out on not just the stories, you know, per se, but just the experiences that you learn from being on a campus and staying in the dorms and all the relationships that you build in that type of setting versus because sometimes trade school, depending on what it is, could feel like 13th grade. It could feel like, okay, I'm still in school, just learning how to do something, and then that's it.
Then you got like year and a half, you already start working.
And you're making more money than a lot of people with degrees.
I'm gonna say like this. I think to me,
that is one of the benefits of going to a trade school.
But I'm gonna say like this: like if you choose to go to a trade school, I mean, it's one thing. I think really you should really be interested in whatever the trade is. If you kind of not, you just like, yo, I'm just here. You're not really going to get everything out of it. So if you in school to be a plumber or electrician, you're not interested in it. You're probably not really going to be a good plumber or a good electrician. You'll be good enough to maybe fix stuff around your crib, and you hope you don't shock yourself or nothing like that. But you ain't going to be somebody that people call and be like, yo, my power went out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we need you here. So I think you really got to have a love for it if you're going into a trade. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't think you'll be good at whatever, you know, trade school you're at because you don't really have the interest. You just kind of here.
Just leave, right? You can't just decide one day. Like my husband is a plumber, right? And he don't have no college debt. And I'm just like, oh, I want to be like you when I grow up.
But I mean, but imagine if Rob, you know what I'm saying, you know, he learned how to do plumbing, but when he first came there, it's just, you know, I don't even know why I'm here, but I guess I'll try it. Like, he's not going to be good at what he do. You know what I mean? If that's his attitude. And I know it's probably some people who go to trade school, that's their attitude going in. It's no type of enthusiasm or anything. Even if you go to college or trade school, if you don't have any enthusiasm to do either one, you're not going to be good at either one. Right? You got to be some enthusiasm to go. Like, you know, like before I went to college, right? Like, you know, I had that same kind of lackluster whatever, but then when I get on the campus, and I was on the campus before I actually had to start, and I'm meeting some people up there, and I'm like, oh man, we got the same story. Then we talking about Philly, and I mean, it was guys from New York there, and they talking about New York. Oh, I got cousins out there. I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna be bad, you know. And it turned out to be, you know, the right move. But I'm just saying, you know, you go there with lackluster, you know what I mean, enthusiasm, that's what you're going to get out of it. And that ain't going to be much.
No, because I guarantee you, if you're an electrician, you don't really like it, and you mess with somebody's wires and they have a whole electrical fire at their house, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Does not lay pipe correctly, the whole house is flooded. So
Yeah.
you have to love it, even with a college degree. Like some people, when I felt like this quite a few times, because life took its turn and I'm not on somebody's TV screen, not in the capacity that I wanted to. Like I'm on YouTube now, right? So it's happening now. And I did improv comedy in Charlotte for 4 years. And we got booked to do a lot. Even when I was here in Charlotte, I met a lot of comedians and actors doing my improv comedy. People that I know from Wild 'N Out. Those are my cool friends. Like I can just call them on the phone. Burpee, Chico Bean, Darren, like all of those. I know those guys. So I was able to still meet and still be, have my little toe in it, but just not the same way like I wanted to. But you still gotta love it, because I tell you now, the way life turned, and I look at how much I owe in college debt, I'm like, y'all can have this shit. I don't even need this degree no more. So can we trade this off? You take these $40,000 off my credit. I just go ahead and give you the degree. We call it even. Because paying that, or having to pay that, or dealing with that being on my credit, and then I'm not on somebody's set, is aggravating. It's like, give the script somebody, make this worthwhile, please.
But you know what? I say like this, for me going to college, right? And this is another reason I went. My mom wanted to see me go. You know what I'm saying? And I figured, I was like, man, I call, and I've said this before. You know what I mean? My mom told me, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you was a hard child to raise. You know what I'm saying? So it's the one thing, you know what I'm saying, I can do right.
I believe it. No.
I can see that.
Yeah,
That's like, nigga. I got some close friends that are Omegas, right? And Omegas have a different kind of mentality. Like, I already know how your mentality is now. Like real shit. Not cut you off. When I pledged, I was damn near brainwashed. Listen, I was damn near brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? So I already fit the mentality. Like I think I'm the shit. I think I look good. I think I'm sexy. I think I'm a pretty boy. And then that's your mentality before you even, because that's why you decide to join that fraternity, because you think you fit their mentality. But when you actually go through the process, whatever you thinking, they elevate that shit. They multiply that shit. So Mark, me knowing you as an adult, I know you was crazier 18 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So if you end up going through the process of an Omega, because listen, Omega's crazy. You know what I'm saying? All my homeboys close to that's Omegas that I'm close with, like them niggas different.
Yeah. Little shout out.
So,
little shout out. Yeah.
I just imagine. Can you imagine niggas really went through it and became a yo.
But
we might not even know him, Merv. We might not have never got a chance to meet Mark. If that happens.
But the thing is, seriously though, like, you know what I'm saying? With college though, I'm just like, it was important to my mom. Not that it wasn't important to my dad, but my mom just really, I just felt like I owed her that, right? And this is like old school Black tradition. You know what I'm saying? You go and get your degree for your mom or your parents or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just felt like
that's another. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I'm just saying, I just felt like I owed her that. So I was like, listen, the one thing, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna do right? Because I'm just like, after the trouble and all of that, I'm gonna do this one thing right, and I'm gonna finish school. And I did. You know what I'm saying? But it was the most fulfilling thing for me to be able to give my mom that diploma. And my mom still got it hanging up. You know what I'm saying? Now, my brother and sister went to college too, but theirs ain't hanging up. Mine's is framed. Mine's framed, you know what I mean, in the crib, yeah. Mine's framed, you know what I'm saying? Like, because she was just like, well, I knew they was going to college. They was going to do good. My brother and my sister went to Morehouse and Spelman. You know what I mean? At the same time, because they're twins.
So you was the knucklehead. That's why she proud.
Right, so you know, college is like the eighth one of the world. So,
hey Becca, Mark was the Theo from the Cosby Show. You remember when he graduated from college? They in the goddamn Cosby Show. From that nigga graduate and in the Cosby Show.
Right. I can graduate from college. We can believe in miracles.
Man, shoot.
Mom was like, shit, that's my man.
Yeah, so I was just like, man, but that's pretty much, I mean, the reason that I went. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it was a trade I was really interested in, I think, I mean, for my parents would have supported it. But I know with my mom, that degree just meant something to her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if I can never do anything else right for, you know, my mom, let me do this. So once I was in it, I was in it. You know what I'm saying? And I was determined to get out of it too. You know what I'm saying? So,
but that plays a big part in whether people go to college or to trade school or nowhere at all. Because for me, I wasn't pressured to go to college. I knew my parents wanted me to, but I wasn't pressured to go. It wasn't like you better go to college or you have to leave this house, or it wasn't anything like that. And because what I wanted was also what my parents wanted for me, it was a lot easier. But I do like I know somebody who went to college for one semester, did not like it, and decided he didn't want to go back. And his mom was understanding, like, okay, baby, you don't want to go back. He has a job now. He's not sitting at home twiddling his thumbs, but he works. So, you know, sometimes that support matters because, you know, I guess it's different for women and for men. Men can choose to not go to college and go to a trade school or go into service and do other things. And it's kind of okay to do that because people know trade schools and these other things can really give you a good life, right? Not only financially, but it's something that you really want to do. Yeah. I think for women it's different. Like for women, what you know, everybody's doing hair and nails. It's like, what other thing can you do? I know a woman who actually can lay brick. Like she helped build the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Like she was a whole ass construction worker. She wasn't but 5 foot nothing, and all the men respected her. But she wasn't the type of chick that was, you know, prissy and girly. She was bandana, Tim's, sweats, and she went right downtown Brooklyn and helped build the Barclays. So it's different for women in that situation. It's like we either go to college or what do we do?
Hey, so Becca, I'm about to pull a Merv. You know, I gotta pull a Merv. Did she like this?
Yeah, she did.
Oh shit!
She did.
Okay.
But she was, you know, yeah, she. I know what you're saying. I get it. But yeah, that is very true. Like, you know, for women, it's like what trade could we do most? And this may be stereotypical. I hate to say it, but most of the time, if women do not go to college and they do something else, trade-wise, it's usually beauty related. It's hair, it's nails. I'm an esthetician. I do lashes, I do brows, and it's like, okay.
And you know what, Becca, I'm glad you brought that up because I'll be honest with you, I never really thought about that. Like college, trade school, and because trade school, you know, you got like mechanics or HVAC, fixing AC, heaters, like you said, brick mason and shit like that. I never really thought about the fact that do women really have the same options rather if they don't go to college? Like, what other options do women have? Because I mean, you're not gonna find too many women that want to be an electrician or want to be a mechanic or you know what I'm saying, want to be a build houses and shit like that. So it is. Now that you mentioned, it does seem like it's a little limited if a woman don't go to college.
Like when I went to Morgan has a really good engineering department. A lot of people that went to Morgan, the majority of them said that they chose Morgan because of their engineering department is really, really good. And I remember a girl being in that department and I was like, it's so dope that she's out there doing engineering. I know women that can read blueprints, that can tell you the scope of things. And I'm just like, that is so dope. I think that because that's a lot of math and money and just numbers and stuff. I just think is really dope when you see women in that field. But it's so male dominated that a lot of them have the same gripe, which is they don't get respected, or they have to fight harder for to excel in that particular field. Because what does a woman know about reading a blueprint, right? How would she be able to tell you the design of a building? How can she lay brick? What does she know about tiles? Like, oh, she may know how to pick a pretty tile, but can she really get on her knees and grout and do all of that? Does she know how square footage and how many tiles is needed? Like, most men won't be like, all right, shorty, come help me build Barclay, right? But my aunt, I call her my aunt because her, she's my family, but not by blood, but she is. That's something that she wanted to do. So when she went up there, you know how, again, I'm sorry if this sounds stereotypical, but you know how you would see men on the street just out there waiting to get jobs, right? Literally on the street at a construction site hoping to get a job, right? She was one of those. And they was like, and because she's so short, they was like, ma'am, what are you doing? So somebody gave her an actual chance. And they was like, yo, she's mad dope. Like, and all the dudes respected her, and it changed, right? It changed, but we don't have as many options as men do when it comes to a trade school,
a non-traditional type of job.
I never have
to go into a male-dominated industry.
Mark. I never thought about that, Mark, from a woman perspective.
Like, I'm gonna tell you, even some fields where you think, what I'm saying, it might be equal ground. I know a couple of my female friends who are chefs, right? They real far up there. They cooking for the president, shit like that. Right. But what I'm saying is, and she was like, even in that field, as you advance, there's less and less women as you move up that ladder. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you'll get those chauvinistic things like, what you know about this, and this ain't making no cupcakes. You got to really do this and that.
That part's crazy to me, Mark, because if we talking about traditional and the stereotypical shit, the women are supposed to be the one that's the best cooks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like cooking at home, cooking for the family, cooking Thanksgiving. When we think about Thanksgiving, we don't think about Big Papa. We think about Big Mama. Big Mama about to cook this damn turkey, this fruit cake. So why would it be hard for the difference to be a chef?
I'm like, when you move up, at least from what I heard, when you move up though, right? Because like when you're the executive chef, right? And I mean, you at like the best restaurant in the city, or you on one of these fancy ass cruise ships, you cooking for the president, something like that. You know what I'm saying? You're like the quarterback of the whole shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you run the whole kitchen, and everybody got to do things to your cue. And usually when it's a person who's in charge of 25 people, 30 people, right? You know what I'm saying? In some of these fields, and it's chauvinistic where a woman can't direct that many people and have them all on cue to be on point and turn out something fantastic. That's too many people for her to command. You know what I'm saying? So even when you see a woman who's police, right? And she ends up being a captain or a lieutenant or, whatever, you know what I'm saying? She probably get hell on her job too, because how can you command this group of people? So like when it comes, like I would say like this, and that still happens, but when it comes to a woman and leading a group of people, it's just like, you're going to get some of that. Like, what she know about being a leader? Like,
so
you know what I'm saying?
Really, it's not the skill set that they're lacking. It's the belief that the people under her is going to listen to what she say and follow her.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, because they'll be like, oh,
if you're the chef of a kitchen,
I'm about to say
you're the head dog. So that means everybody below you got to listen to you, and you got to worry about whether, because let's be honest, you got some guys that have a problem following orders coming from a lady. So I can see that if you got a head chef as a lady or a lieutenant as a lady, and you got a man dominating field trade, it may be hard for you. You maybe still put that lady in charge, not because of skill set, but they might not follow her. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The in charge thing is it's bothersome to some men.
You still have that patriarch thinking where it's like women. We know women are cooks, right? We know women can cook. They cook for their husbands and their children, but it's supposed to be done at home. You're not supposed to see a woman run a kitchen or be a owner of a restaurant, right? Mm-hmm. We know that women can sew, right, and put clothes together. We have evidence of this all over the place. But a woman owning, a clothing store or being dominant in fashion, where you would think, yeah, I can see women being in charge of that. But no, the fashion industry is heavily dominated by men and gay men. So a lot of times you think makeup and hair. A lot of times you would think that is a woman-dominated industry, but it's not. If you know the movie sets and you know about TV sets, a lot of times it's men doing their makeup. It's men making the wigs. So you still deal with a lot of that. Even with my degree in radio, you deal with women in radio too. Like you wouldn't see everybody in Angela Yee's position being on a top morning radio show that's syndicated all over the world. Like she had to really work for that. And she had to work for that to prove that I can do this just as good. Because and so much to the point that if you listen to radio or you just watch that industry enough, most stations, morning shows is usually 2 men and a woman.
Man. But if you think about it, but most fields though, the higher you can climb up, the less women they are, at near the top or at the top position. I mean, how many women are CEOs of big Fortune 500 companies or CEOs of Fortune 500 companies? You know what I'm saying? So it's not that women, can't do the job. It's just that, traditionally that don't happen. And, let's just say it. Some men want to keep that tradition going. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, nah, she's over me and I got the, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, that happens sometimes, but I'm going to say like this, like when you talk about, let's relate it back to the topic. When you talk about trade school in college or whatever, right? This is where some of these stereotypes start to come into play, just in the classroom, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's like you could be, like Rebecca, you was talking about the engineering courses or whatever, right? So it could be an engineering course where it's like it could be 25 students or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 20 students are males, 5 are females, you know what I'm saying? And then, the professor is giving, the 2 female students or whatever, like, man, y'all doing y'all thing out here, giving them props. And the male students looking at this some type of way, like, she ain't do nothing special. So it starts right there at the college level before it even gets to the professional level. It starts right there.
So, as you were talking, I was researching because, I'm Google. And so I'm gonna just run off a quick list of female CEOs and the companies that they're CEOs for. And I'm sure some of y'all be shocked. General Motors, CEO is a woman. Mm-hmm. Citigroup, woman. UPS.
I saw that on the news.
UPS, CEO is a woman. Best Buy. Yes. UPS, her name is Carol Tomei, I want to say.
I didn't expect that one shocked me.
Duke Energy here in North Carolina. Lynn Good, Rite Aid, Kohl's, The Gap, Ross, Land O'Lakes, the butter. That's a woman. J.C. Penney, Hershey, Ulta, Clorox, Linda Rendell, CEO, a woman.
Is it?
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy though? Rebecca's. She's reading off this list, and she probably rattled off about 15 names. But 10 years ago, that probably would have been 5 names. That might have been it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hertz is also CEO of a woman. The Guardian Life Insurance Company of America, woman.
Yep.
CDW, I don't know what company that's. Synchrony Financial, a woman. AutoNation, a woman. There's so many of them. Like Progressive, a woman. Like it's so many of them, and you don't realize this when you hear it. You're like shocked, like how you were, Merv. Like she's a woman because you automatically think, yeah, this got to be ran by
with UPS. I'm with UPS because I used to work at UPS. I worked at a goddamn plant. You know what I'm saying? And it's majority of men in the managerial. There's some women, but the majority of men in the managerial area of UPS. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. CPO, the CEO is a woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's shocking, right?
But yeah, but a lot of those stereotypes start right in a college or a trade school. You know what I mean? About what a woman yummy can and can't do, or what she should or shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? Even based on the major. You know what I mean? Or like, you know, if it's a major and it's, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I majored in sports and finance. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, you know, we had some women in there, couple, and just what she know about running a team, like what she even know about the game. Like I would hear these conversations. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Mark,
you know, I would hear them.
Hey, Mark, real shit. When I hear a woman talk with knowledge about sports, even today, I'd be shocked as fuck. I'm like, what you know? I'm like, you watch football? You watch basketball?
It's a lot of them here in the South. When I moved down here to Charlotte, I was like, it's more women at these tailgates than men.
Yeah.
So it does catch me off guard. It does catch me off guard.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it definitely do though. I'm not even gonna lie, like, you know, and it's just like, yeah, you know, you talking about the game and you don't really know her background or nothing like that, but you just talking the game. And I'm like, yo, why would he make a play like that? Well, listen, you know what I'm saying? The guy was cutting to the basket. You know what I'm saying? You see how he was overshadowed by the other guy closing in, and then she was just breaking like the whole play down. I'm like,
right.
Oh wow, okay. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Mark, let me let the woman know that's watching this right here, or that will watch this at a later time. If you have some kind of knowledge about sports, that's an instant turn on to a motherfucking nigga. I'm just letting you know. It's an instant turn on to a motherfucker. If you talk about sports with some bit of knowledge, you're like, yo, I might can fuck with you. Everything else might be garbage. I don't know. But if you thought I was talking about some sports, that's instant bonus points right there. Just like that. Boom. Because he was like, yo, we could watch football or basketball together. What you doing? Blah, 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 blah. What you doing Sunday? Or what you doing Thursday night or Saturday night?
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you.
When I bought tickets to the Charlotte Hornets versus the Knicks game, I asked my husband, I was like, baby, you want to go? He was like, to the basketball game? I was like, yeah. He's like, you want to go to the basketball game? I was like, yeah. So we went. And of course, if y'all know me, I was like, get her. I was like, get her. See, I was like, no, that's traveling. My husband was looking at me like, who the hell is this woman? He's seen that.
Like, I ain't even know this side of you.
Right.
I don't know. I can't tell you about plays in basketball or anything like that. I am not that, I am not that skilled in knowing about it. But just being able to go see it and enjoy it, and me not have to tap him and be like, what is that? What is he doing? What does that mean? And he was laughing at me, and I was like, my bad. Because, it's Nick. So I'm just like, New York. I'm yelling at everybody. And even the men that were sitting around us was laughing at me because I was kind of a little louder than them. Mm-hmm. But they was just like, okay. And my husband was laughing at me like, it's cool. I never would have thought you wanted to go see a basketball game.
And you probably had a good after party that night too.
So those Knicks.
Hey, so now y'all know if I talk about a topic, I got a little bit of shit to read now. Right? Let me read this shit out. Before we get to all right, so college or trade school, we got like a admission process. Usually you like going to college, you look at your GPA, you gotta take the SAT, and look at like volunteering projects and stuff like that in comparison to a trade school. It's not really complicated. You don't have to really like cram for SAT or ACT. It's usually
Teach you.
produce a high school diploma, and you get a next available program. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier to get in a trade. So let me say this: it's easier to get into a trade school, but that does not mean it's easier to pass a trade school. Okay, because trade school, you actually got to pass by using your what they teach you. You have to perform it. It's not just paper and test. You actually have to perform it.
That reminds me of Men of Honor. Have you guys seen that movie? With,
yes.
Listen, I absolutely love that movie, and that what you just said reminds me of the scene in the courtroom where they was trying to see if he can put it back together, right? Remember how they scattered it all? I think it wasn't on the sea. I forgot how they.
Oh, that's when that was the boat part.
That's when it's in the ocean.
That's when they cut that bag. Y'all mean for it?
They scattered it and he had to put it back together. And then also in the courtroom when he put the suit on them and he had to take a step. It's like, it's like, I can tell you probably shouldn't like mix that wire with that wire. Like you got a red wire, yellow wire, white wire. Like that's all I know about putting a TV together. And even then I'm still asking my husband, like, I don't want to mess nothing up. So to do that, it's just like, you definitely will not get this certificate if you don't do this right.
That is true.
This is something that you can cause actual damage if you don't do right. Like if I take my car to the mechanic to get a tire fixed and he don't screw that motherfucker on right, it's gonna be interesting on 85. Okay, 85 South is gonna be interesting ride home if one screw is loose. Hey, one lug nut is called and whatever it's called, whatever.
But it's like it's
loose. That's it.
I mean, the thing, and I think you hit the nail on the head. Like when you go to trade school, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever you studying in class, you got to be able to actually perform it. In college, you know what I mean? You get to do a little finesse. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing like, we doing this project and you just kind of use your critical thinking skills and able to explain things or whatever.
Use your teammates.
Use your teammates. Or, if you have a test, you just memorizing, you know what I mean, what you got to spit back on the test. Like, I'm gonna say Mark, like this.
Be honest. Well, something like that is easier to cheat in college than trade school. Because trade school, you actually have to do the damn shit right in front of them,
and you got to know what you're doing. Like, like I'm gonna say like this, right? Even with my major, with sports and finance or whatever, right? My first job in sports, was right after college, and it had nothing to do with sports or finance. It had to do, with evaluating talent for basketball. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, So that had nothing to do with whatever I studied in school. You know what I'm saying? But you go to a trade school, it's going to be everything you're supposed to have studied in school, right? Yeah, so if it's like, I went to auto body auto shop, you get hired by Firestone or Just Tire or whoever you get hired by, right? They expect you to know that stuff. That, I need you to be able to change these brakes, put on these tires. Look, he got, for something going on with his engine. They expect you to know everything about that daggone car. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, they going to get you up out of there quick. It ain't going to be no, we'll give you a couple weeks. Nah, you going today. You know what I'm saying? We got somebody waiting for your spot to come tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be on your shit.
I damn sure made money in college writing up people's papers.
Yeah.
Damn sure that was me. I was writing people's papers for money. Okay.
Okay, Tariq, we hear you. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so credentials, traditional college offers a 4-year bachelor's degree, followed by you have the option to pursue a master's degree, and then doctor's degree. Meanwhile, in trade school, it offers certificates and diplomas. It's not equivalent to college degrees, but like we just talked about, is equivalent to be able to get that job where you actually doing stuff with your hands, you actually doing practical work. So duration of college versus trade school. Undergrads usually take 4 years, sometimes 5, depending on what kind of degree it is. Start right after high school. And on the other hand, trade schools, it take about half as much as time to complete the program. They're usually in trade school from 1 to 2 years and can start working, and they get hands-on experience. That's what we talk about as well. So, like I got more, but the main thing is pros and cons to both. You know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't bash either one. If you're a trade school advocate, you don't have to bash college because college is needed for some people. If you're a college advocate, you shouldn't bash trade school because trade school is needed for some people. Now this is probably the most significant thing as far as like the cost.
I'm already triggered. I'm already triggered.
Yo, like so on here, as far as like cost, college versus trade school, it was like student loan debt in the United States skyrocketed to $1.7 trillion in 2021, with the average student loan debt standing at $37,000 per person that has gone.
My God, today.
Has gone to,
my God, today. Lord Jesus.
Now, as the students concerned in vocational training aren't left out either, with trade organizations and state governments also now stepping up to offer funding options to students. So the trade school is definitely a lot cheaper than college. That's probably the most significant difference between trade school and college is the tuition part.
Yep.
So the trade school is definitely a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
So they got to talk about soft life skills. So while it's important to focus on GPA, it doesn't hurt to develop additional life skills that might help you later. Employees want to know whether you can have a positive attitude, strong work ethic, and problem-solving skills. Yeah. And this is where college shines. In college, you can build these soft skills, take an extra class, if you like, engage in college events, make friends from different cultures. However, you got to consider whether you really need the extra credits and courses later in life, so you're not wasting your time. In trade schools, on the other hand, is shorter. They offer vocation-specific courses. They polish and prepare students for the industry, unlike colleges. But trade schools do not focus on character-building activities. So the programs are cut out to prepare you for the real world, and it's a one-track pursuit to find the right job. Which as we know in our adulthood, networking is real important. I've gotten some opportunities just because of the college I went to, or because I played football, or because I knew somebody that I met through the college I went to.
And I'm sure because you're Kappa as well. Yeah, because a lot of people join their Greek, whatever Greek, life that they decide to be part of. A lot of it is because of whether the community service things that they do. I became an AKA because I like the fact that we give back to the kids, or whatever the case may be, right? A lot of people join those particular organizations for that reason, so they can put that they are a such and such on their resume, and that will, maybe get their foot in. Also, a lot of people, when it comes to degrees, people say get one regardless, because sometimes you'll be hired just for having one, even if your college degree is not in the field of the job that you're applying for. Correct. Which to me is crazy, because yes, there are jobs that I've applied for, and the requirement was to have a 4-year college degree. Yep. It didn't say in this particular field. It just says college degree recommended, required, or whatever.
So, Becca, to piggyback off you, I'm going to say this right now. Unless you're going to school to be a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer,
teacher.
If it's not one of those three things, when you go to college, get the easiest degree possible. Even if it's like PE or dance or one of the
Don't do that to them, Merv. Don't tell them to get the easiest degree. Look, major in communications. Because that's what everybody does. They don't know what major to choose is communications. I'm a communications major. Like, come on.
But real shit, like, if you're not being a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer,
I think a teacher too.
You have a universal general degree because I've been in sales since I've been out of college. I probably got I got less than a year of actually. I got my degree is a bachelor's in computer engineering. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but my bachelor's is computer engineering. But I've been in sales all my life. Mm-hmm. I've worked at 2 different sales companies that one of their requirements was having a degree. I'm like, what the fuck you need a degree in sales for? You just need to know how to talk to people, build rapport, and be able to present enough evidence on why you need to buy my product. That's all sales is. You don't need a degree for that. But let me tell you what's going on. If you're not going to get a trade school to have your own business and you plan on working for somebody, you need to go to college and get some kind of degree. Because 10 years from now, a diploma is going to be what an associate's is going to be like a diploma. A bachelor's is going to be like an associate's. A master's is going to be like a bachelor's. And a doctorate is going to be like a master's. Because it's like every 10 to 20 years, they raise the requirements of what you need to get a basic, good paying job that you don't even need that degree for, but they use that as a requirement. And that's what's going on.
I'm gonna tell you, you know what's crazy though with the degree part. Like my first job out of college, I got to work with the Miami Heat, basketball team. And I was being interviewed by the general manager of the team, a guy named Randy Funn, who worked directly under Pat Riley. And first thing he asked me, I'm thinking, all right, we about to talk some basketball. You know what I'm saying? Nope. He's just like, yo, you got your degree? I'm like, yeah. He didn't even care what it was in. He was just like, if you do a good job here, right? You know what I'm saying? You probably can advance a little faster because some people on staff who are working on their degrees, but they don't have them. And you have yours, right? So he's just like, he's like, it's going to be fundraisers. It's going to be things like that. And that's going to be it's going to be vital. You know what I'm saying? That you have your college degree when you're talking to some of these other upper level people. You know what I'm saying? I never forgot that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't so much about really having the degree, but it's actually something about having it. You know what I'm saying? Where you're presented maybe in a different light with what he was talking about.
Hey, Mark, it's not about what you got your degree in. They don't care what you got your degree in. That's why I said, just pick the easiest major. Unless it's a lawyer, doctor, or engineer, like something very specific like that. And if you're not sure, go to college undecided.
Yeah.
And then decide.
I'm like that, but I looked at it like that. Yeah.
What they're looking for is your ability to complete. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to go to college, so they're not really looking for what you majored in. Can be a big deal, but if I presented an engineering degree, they'd be like, "You're an engineer," but just the fact that you could see it through because of the commitment that it takes to be able to get a degree, and they know that that's something that you have to, just like what you put up, Merv, about how it being 4 years or maybe even 5 years. Imagine dedicating yourself to learn one thing, and it takes 5 years to learn that, right? In their mind, and then you succeed. And in their mind, it's like, okay, this person is able to start something and can withstand that tunnel vision for that one thing for a long period of time. It kind of gives them an idea of your endurance. Versus a trade school is like, okay, 2 years after you're already in it, so your experience is more hands-on. Except if you're a doctor. Like if you're a doctor, you'll be in school till like you're 50, which is crazy. But that could just imagine the college debt of a doctor.
Yeah. Right. But but it's crazy because like you get your degree, you know what I'm saying? At least in this first job that I had, right? The only time my degree came up is when I went to the fundraisers. You know what I'm saying? And people, you know, you're talking to people, high level execs and people who own stuff and whatever. Oh, you know what I mean? Johnson, right? What'd you get your degree in? Sports and finance. You know what I mean? And then it was like a couple courses, you know what I mean, that I had business courses that are like universal if you majored in finance at any college, right? Oh yeah, you know what I mean? Did you have this course? Yep, you know, and they just telling you about their experience in college about this course, and then that was it. And then after that, you're just talking about life. You know what I'm saying? You know, with these people, whatever, different experiences, and they definitely, young people will be interested in your experience because they came from well-to-do families. You might have not came from something like that. So they was just like, well, what's it like growing up in Philadelphia and blah, 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 you know? So you'll get stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when that code switching and all of that comes in. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta know how to do that. But to your point, Merv, it's just like, listen, you know, that networking and kind of knowing how to be around different groups of people, you gotta know it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, and so, like, yeah, because you could be in a certain job or certain fields or whatever. You're gonna have to know what to do and how to operate in those type of environments.
And that's true. I don't ever speak about my degree unless I interview. That's the only time I'm asked about having a degree or anything like that. Other than that, and then even in the interview, they're not like, oh, so you have a college degree? What school did you go to? What did you major in? How was that? They're just wondering if I can do the job, and they only ask for experience.
No, you don't even get those questions until you're at something for the job. Yeah, they'll ask you those things after that.
Me having a degree never comes up. Never comes up.
I think I got one more. All right, so job security. So one major advantage of a trade school is that a lot of jobs you'll get from a vocational degree cannot be outsourced. For instance, automotive technician jobs cannot be sent offshore because it's manual labor. The same applies to professionals like chefs, electricians, and plumbers. Meanwhile, college degrees are often misconceived as a one-way ticket to job security. Jobs like tech or insurance have been outsourced for years, and even jobs in healthcare, finance, and teaching are no longer safe.
Ooh,
that's another thing.
And you know what showed us that? COVID. How many of us still just able to do our jobs at home remotely, which means I could be on Mars right now and still be able to do my job as long as I have internet service.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I definitely think the people with degrees got hurt way than the actual trade school or the laborers, because you can't just go get anybody to fix your fucking car. You know what I'm saying? Or even people in the construction industry, because you can't just go get anybody to take this damn backhoe or this tractor or this sky lift or this boom lift and put this building up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They might have taken a break at the very beginning of COVID, or construction stopped because they were just trying to figure things out. But once they did that, you could see things still being built. And people still need, these things. And now if everybody's working from home, it's like.
And I'm gonna tell you. And the thing is, with the automotive industry, talking to a few of my friends that's in that type of business or whatever, they were just, some of them already had went back to school because, here comes Tesla and electric cars. You know what I'm saying? And they like, yo, we got to know how to work on this stuff. He's like, listen, Mark, he's just like, man, you might decide next year, yo, I'm buying a Tesla. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, he's like, you couldn't bring it to me. You know what I'm saying? And I know how to fix it. He's just like, so he's like, that stuff, that you got to take those courses and you have to learn and get some hands-on experience how to fix an electric car. So everybody I know in the automotive industry who's a mechanic, you know what I'm saying, went and took those courses like maybe right before COVID happened. You know what I'm saying? They were doing that. So just like, you're always learning.
Damn, I left something off.
Admissions. I think you said admissions.
Well, the last one we was at, it was the job security thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The one I left off was the salary. So it did say that people with college degrees, the starting salary is higher than people that go to trade school.
Really?
To start off. I left it off. I don't know.
Does that depend on field? I would think it would depend on field a little bit. I would think something like that.
Yeah, because I know most people who have college degrees do not make enough to pay that debt off. I know people who have trades electricians make way more money than somebody with a 4-year degree, unless depending on the field. Let me just say that plumbers make way more money than somebody sitting in a desk. You know, a lot of people that I know that have trades have the ability to make way more money than somebody with a degree. Like my husband is a plumber, right? And they're able to see how much money was generated from the jobs that they've done. I remember one time my husband told me it was only a few months into this particular job, and he had already made the company he worked for $120,000.
So now,
but that's not how much was brought home, of course. But I definitely, for me to do 120,000 would take years to do. But that was able to be accumulated within months.
Now,
from plumbing.
Now, Becca, let me say this. What I was referring to is like your first year of working. That's what I'm referring to.
Okay, first year.
So there was like, on average, college students earn around $50,000 a year in their first job out of college, which is significantly more compared to salaries of non-college graduates. So that's the first year, right? But it says, however, trade school allows you to start working sooner thanks to the shorter length of their programs, which means you can start earning money sooner. So
yeah,
usually by time, if you go to trade school and you go to college, by the time you hit 25 years old, the trade school person is usually making more than the college person by the time you hit 25 because they've been working longer. And here, so for example, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median pay for a construction manager in 2019 was $95,000 a year. Radiation therapist was $85,000 a year, and dental hygienist was $76,000 a year. The median for those, but you don't get those You don't get those in the first year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So in the first year, they have it where college graduates first year working makes more than non-college graduates, but non-college graduates catches up because they get to work sooner. So by the time you get to 25, 27 years old, there's a good chance that a non-college graduate is making more money than that college graduate because they've been in school 3 or 4 years longer. They got in the workforce later. So by the time you get in the workforce, that non-college graduate then got 4 or 5 years experience where they can leave that job and go apply for a managerial position
or their own business.
By the time they're 26, 27 years old.
That's true.
I'm about to get me a trade, y'all. I'm gonna start doing lashes because I am convinced. You have convinced me to go. I don't know. I'm gonna have my husband teach me some of his plumbing moves because this has definitely been eye opening for me. I need to find me a trade.
Now, in that same page I was telling you about for like salaries, the one thing it did mention is another thing you have to consider with the college graduates, they are in addition to a salary, they have a value added to their salary that's called benefits, health insurance, dental insurance, medical insurance, life insurance, et cetera, because most people out of trade school, they don't get those benefits.
They got to pay that out of
the dental insurance. They got to find that on their own.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when I went When I went independent, they're like well, I independent for insurance and landscaping, and I started paying for insurance on my own. Just by myself, I was paying $500+ a month just for medical insurance.
Mm-hmm. I believe
not dental, that's not eyes, that's not life insurance. Mm. So I ended up going back. I ended up going to get me a 9 to 5 for the man job, 9 to 5 job that has the benefits, and I work on my own business on weekends and evenings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's true. That's true because I added my husband to my benefits through my job.
Right.
Because why? What's the point of paying it twice? I was like, I'll just add you to mine.
Yeah.
And there are benefits to having a job with benefits. Yeah.
It's pros and cons of both, and that's what this right here says. So, trade school or college, what matters is your experience and passion for your job. So you need to carefully consider the elements above before making your decision. But remember, you can always change professions later.
Absolutely. I'm just like, man, I look at my roller coaster of professional experience. You know, I started out in sports, you know what I'm saying? You know, and that just kind of, you know, went as far as it was going to go, you know, because I'm like, man, you know, they had me traveling all over. I was just like, this is a little crazy, you know what I'm saying? I'm in too many different places, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, nah, you know what I mean? And then went to something else. And now, you know, it's just like, man, I'm minority, you know what I mean, for, you know, owner of a company, you know what I'm saying, for that I work for, you know what I'm saying? So I get a percentage, you know, but I was just like, man, it's crazy, you know, all your experiences, but you got to add them up. You know what I'm saying? And once you add them up or whatever, and then, you know, you just take from, you know what I mean, each experience and just try to better yourself, you know, but you're going to go through some shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you enter the professional workforce to where you know, you end up getting to or whatever, and you're going to go through some different experiences, different jobs, different fields, but you got to settle in on something, you know what I mean, that you like doing. And I think if you do that, I think you'll be okay.
Yep, and that goes either way. Because there's that 9 to 5 politics. Oh Lord, I hate it.
Oh, office politics.
Office politics. I am not good at it at all. I am not good at it.
Hey Becca, we know.
I got a promotion. So I start my new position on Monday. So I have upgraded.
You know, well, that means you know some of the game.
I'm not that bad.
You know, you might not like it, but you at least know how to do it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that group chat on Outlook, I'd be so mad at it. I'd be typing LOL, but I'd be like this. LOL.
Yeah.
My damn nerves. Good morning. How was your weekend?
Fine.
Great.
I made it out alive. Happy Monday. I can't stand it.
My weekend was awesome. How was yours?
The thing is, I don't code switch.
Oh,
they
man.
Good morning. I was like, what's up?
Listen, I was like, you know,
you might not have to because you're a lady, you're a female, and you have the lighter, fair complexion. But my black ass, I got code switch.
What you mean? They expect no. Sue Ann, Lisa, Beth, Gracie, they want me to code switch. Yes. And the thing about it is when I was in the office where I sat was right in the front where everybody had to go to get on and off the elevator. So people would just see me just in passing every day and thought that they could just say good morning because they passed me. They passed my desk every day. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And I'm like, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I could not. So when we got sent home for COVID, I was like, yes, no more random good mornings from Bob, who happens to take lunch at 12 o'clock every day. Great, thanks. But now they haunt me through Outlook. Good morning, Rebecca. How was your weekend?
Yeah. And see, they probably think, yeah, I mean, Oh, Rebecca's nice because her name is Rebecca. They don't really think it's Rebecca, you know what I mean, for real, New York, you know what I mean, for real, you know, fitted cap, you know what I'm saying, for real, tucked over eyes and nothing like that. They ain't really thinking that.
Ready with the machete, Brooklyn, stand up,
No, they not thinking that one.
They don't know the real Becca.
No, they don't. You know what I'm saying? You know, and Becca got to keep it that way too. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Becca,
Mark.
good morning. Hi.
Hey, Mark. They know Rebecca.
Yeah.
They don't know Becca.
No. Yeah. Right.
And what's so crazy is my manager, we had like a huddle, and my manager announced that I was being promoted and, you know, I'll be leaving the team. So it was like, Rebecca starts a new position on Monday. And all you could see in the chat was, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. You were so helpful to us in the team. We're going to miss you. We're just a chat away. Don't forget the little people. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, LOL, I will miss you too, exclamation point. I'm just like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, bye.
Back in my mind, meanwhile, you're like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. No, but I'm telling you, you know what?
And then my job is like, you know, we're going to start in 2022. We're going to start the process of trying to get everybody back in the office. I'm just like,
yeah. But Becca, you know what I'm saying? That Rebecca, it'd be like that. Like, when I was in LA and my brother had got me a job out there, and he knew a guy that worked on this kids show, right? But he was like, I guess, one of the actors or whatever. And he had to put on like a mask or whatever and dance around for the kids and, you know, all jolly or whatever, right? But as soon as they said cut, right? As soon as they said cut, this dude was wild. He's a wild dude, right? As soon as they say cut, so he's playing with the kids. Like, you know what I mean? For real, having fun. As soon as they say cut, he take the mask off. Yo, Mark, where the weed at, boy? Like, I need that right now. You know what I'm saying? With this job, you know what I mean? I need to smoke. Like, I'm like, dude, you know what I mean? I'm like, this kid's still around. Oh, man, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, they said cut. Look. I'm like, but like on camera, though.
Gabba Gabba. Y'all know the black dude from Yo Gabba Gabba?
Yeah.
He's like, come on, friends. Let's sing along. Yeah. Right?
But it's probably something like
that. There was a video of him, like, outside of his Yo Gabba Gabba character, and he was mad hood. I was like,
yeah. This is real though.
Come on, kids, let's play.
Listen, I can imagine that people that knows 8 to 5 Marvin. That's my government for people who don't know.
Yeah, I
can imagine my coworkers that know the 8 to 5 Marvin.
Right, if they saw how many times you said pussy in a day.
Yeah.
Listen,
everybody
can't handle Merv.
Kiss your mother with that mouth?
Everybody can handle Merv. But after 5, they'll be like, this can't be the same person I work with.
Not at all. Yeah.
Everybody don't need to know Merv. No.
Yeah, but the code switching thing, you know, when the big bosses come in,
yeah,
I gotta switch it up. You know, just
Mark, I'll be on it.
Yeah, you know, whatever they ask you, you know, and it was just like, you know, they'll just ask you a certain question, like, yeah, you know, were you picking up such and such from DC today? You know, what's the estimated time of arrival, you know, to New York? And I'm like, yeah, well, the estimated time of arrival is probably like 2 hours and 46 minutes. I know we're going to run into some traffic on the Beltway, but if I take this route, I think we'll do good right there, and I can have in Manhattan on time, right? So just stuff like that, like you gotta know who you're talking to. Like, now my regular bosses, whatever, but them big bosses, I'm good.
Hey, Mark, I'd be like, hey, y'all know how to fuck out talk, right? But like with 3 to 5, with decision makers, that I'm trying to, you know, that may be in charge of me getting a promotion. I'm like,
right.
I hit that. Oh, yes, sir. How you doing? Oh no. Oh, my Thanksgiving was great. How was yours? Yeah, me and my daughter went to Atlanta. My cousin was hosting Thanksgiving. Oh, he had this fried turkey. Oh, it was delicious. Now I was full. I slept all then, but I had to go home, go to Georgetown, drive to Georgetown, see my dad and my siblings. My Thanksgiving was fantastic. How was yours, sir?
See, I don't know.
See, I'm trying to tell you.
So, you know, even am a thespian. I am an actress, and I have the college debt to prove it. I can't do that.
Yo,
now I'm surprised you can't do it. Being for what your passion is, it should be easier for you than it is for us. You know what I'm saying?
My husband says it that he loves that he goes to work. He works by himself. He drives his work truck by himself. He bumps his music on the way to the customer's house. He goes in their house. Absolutely. He fixes their water heater, pieces them out, estimates their invoices in your email. Have a good day, man. And he's out. And I'm just like, he loves it. He loves it. He loves the fact that he don't have to talk.
I'm gonna say like this. My favorite part of my job is when somebody just, they're not even riding with me, right? So I'm thinking I'm picking up the executive, and I'm not. They're just like, no, you're just going to deliver this package. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's like, that's not too far of a drive for you. I'm like, no, that's perfect. I'm driving an hour with a box. So that means I just get to turn my music up and just ride. I'm not
that's
even,
we saw that Amazon driver with Shorty coming out the back because he worked by himself. So did y'all see that video of that Amazon driver? Okay, yes. That's what it is. You work by yourself. You drive your truck. You ain't got to talk to no customers. You drop the box off. Shorty in the back, just waiting for your next stop, this lunch break. Boom, bam, pow.
Yeah. Obviously, me and Mark, we don't have that luxury. I know I don't have the luxury. Listen, I don't have the luxury. I can't. I can't talk after 5. I can't talk my after 5 way between 8 and 5. I can't do that. I can't.
Yeah. I try to keep it on point.
So Mark, imagine next week he comes on the pod. Good evening, you guys. This is Marvin Diaz, and I'm here to do the podcast with you. And today we're going to talk about how far would you let your husband fuck other women on a Tuesday while you're at work, right? Do you allow your man to lick your pussy on Wednesday night? Okay, could you imagine he come on do the pod like that?
I'm gonna say like this: if that happened, I would think Marvin's boss is in the comments. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I would think.
Fantastic show for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yo.
We're gonna talk about clouds and what are clouds made out of. Is the sky really blue? Like, come on.
Listen, that means the boss man wants to do a podcast and then bought a whole unit, you know what I'm saying, and wants Marvin to host it. That's exactly why you would be talking like that on here. Right. You know what I'm saying? That would actually happen.
Does anybody at your job know that you do a podcast?
You said say it again? My job?
No, I was asking Merv.
Oh, his job. Oh.
Fuck no.
I mean, they don't know that.
Nah.
I got coworkers that watch sometimes, but they already know me. Like they know me, so when they see me on the pod, they're not shocked.
Funny story, real quick before we wrap up. So I had got about 2 years ago. I got a contract job, right? And on the first day, I had my suit, had my tie, like I had a full.
You was giving them your Mac Daddy vibe.
Yeah, I was giving them, from Boomerang. Right here. You know what I'm saying? You see it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I had my tie on, so the first week, I'm Marvin. And about 3 months later, I had several females was like, yo, I really thought you was gonna be one of them Carlton Banks or that nigga off of Mo Money, the light-skinned nigga off of Mo Money, square motherfuckers that we can't trust. But if we got a question, we could come to you to ask because you're gonna know every fucking thing type nigga. That's what it thought that was gonna be like because of my first week. Because when I first started the job, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be all about business. I'm gonna be dressed up on part. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk the part. And it's like 3 months later when we started hanging out outside of, not outside of work, but like during lunch or like after work is over, it was like, oh nigga, you cool. I never expected this from that first 2 weeks of working with your ass. I was like, and you shouldn't. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, that's like we always hear stories about how it happens on them company trips, right? Or the company luncheon or the holiday party. But you're like, I didn't know Bob was an alcoholic. Did
Right.
you see?
Right.
I'm gonna say like this.
Did you see
Right.
Kathy going with Stacy?
For everybody with the holiday party and all that stuff, this is the time where you don't drink and let them do the drinking. Seriously. You know what I mean? Holiday party come up, especially if it's your first one with the company. I don't care how good the alcohol is. Like, they got everything over there. They got the Douce over there. They got 1738. Whatever your twist is.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking until I know I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Mark,
I'll take some drinks to go.
The work wife got to fall back because the real wife is at the Christmas party, right? The work wife.
Right.
I'm chilling.
You see her in the corner like this, just looking, waiting to catch you in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I'm gonna say like this: it's gonna be some wild stuff said at the holiday party that you're not gonna be able to get out of your mind. Bob, he's acting crazy. You know what I'm saying? Sarah's a whole freak. You know what I mean? This is the chick who's wound up very tight at the job, a super freak, and I'm trying to tell all that's coming out. Yeah, you know, seriously.
Yeah.
So don't drink at the holiday party, y'all. Don't do that.
With that. We can't. Hey, Mark, you know what's worse? When you win a company trip, when you win a contest company trip to someplace like Vegas, and you can't really enjoy Vegas.
Yeah.
Especially out of 250 white people that works there, there's only 5 black people that qualify for this trip, and you one of the 5. You really got to be on.
Yeah.
Hopefully the job pays for the flight tickets, so you don't have to ask homegirl to pay for her flight tickets. And you can go the trip.
Man.
All of that.
The company paid for the flight. That trip I went on, the company paid for the flight too.
So you don't have to invite Shorty in hopes that she paid for her flight ticket.
Nah, but hey, I went by myself though.
Because we know how that goes.
I went to Vegas too. I went by myself.
Yeah,
you know what happened in Vegas?
Yes. We honeymooned in Vegas for a week. I know.
Yeah. Stays right there. Whatever it is, you know. I don't remember what happened.
It was fun.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it.
It was great.
Great time.
That's it right there.
That's it.
Hey. But y'all, I'm glad that we were able to make this a really good conversation because I switched up with 30 minutes. I switched up everything at like 7:20. I switched up everything at 7:20 because I wanted more people involved for the original topic. I want to make sure we do that topic justice, and I feel like we needed more people on here. We need at least 5, 2 or 3, 2 girls, 3 boys, or 3 girls, 2 boys. But we need at least 2 or 3, at least 5 people for that topic. But I feel like we had a good topic on that when we talk about college or trade school.
Yep.
Nope.
Next Wednesday, I have an idea for a topic that should get.
You got no choice. It's your Wednesday. You and Stats.
Do you want a clue about what next week may be about?
Nah, I could wait. Mark
my not really. I mean, I'm ready to be surprised.
I'll tell y'all in the group chat.
All right, cool.
So,
say that for the group chat, so definitely everybody viewing, they can be surprised.
Yeah. All right, so y'all give y'all parting shots. Y'all give y'all parting shots.
I'll go first. Regardless of whether you have chosen to go to college or to a trade school, your experience and your education will matter. So it doesn't, don't feel bad if you decided to go to a trade school, because as we all seen tonight, in about 3, 4, 5 years, you will have way more money than your friend who has a college degree, because she will still be in college. So every way that you further yourself in life will matter. So I just hope that we were able to give a perspective on both ends, the benefits of going to college and also the benefits of having a trade. You choose your own path. You do what works for you. Both can be successful.
All right. I'm gonna say like this, college, trade school, more like what Becca said, just whatever works for you. That's number one. Number two, I just like whichever path you choose, you still need to be like have decent people skills. You don't have to be great at it, but you still gotta be pretty good at it. That way, you could kind of be able to, maneuver or whatever, right? So, whether it's a trade, you still maybe can, talk to some people, upsell them on things that they don't have that they need. So you got to be able to do that. So I'm just like, you got to kind of know your stuff. I remember, I'm saying a guy came to my mom's house, right, from Terminex, right? Now he, in the field, works with his hands, all of that, nice guy. But I'm just like, he had to know, what he was talking about to be able to talk, myself and my sister into my mom getting a certain package, to go ahead and do what he needs to do in the house. So I'm like, you still need those people skills, even if don't really talk too much. It's not really your thing. You still got to be personable enough, you know what I'm saying, to give yourself a better opportunity. So people skills are still important, and whichever way you go, just remember that.
All right, appreciate it. So my part is shots. Good conversation tonight. Good pro. Just know it's pros and cons to both. It's pros and cons to go to trade school. It's pros and cons to go to college. But we got to stop bringing negative energy to whichever decision somebody makes. If you go to trade school, support them. If you go to college, somebody go to college, support them as well. You can be successful at both. You can make money. You can make money at both, and you can also fail at both. So whichever decision somebody makes out of high school, between college or trade school, support them. You be successful in both. And I actually know somebody that did trade school and college and is very, very successful right now and would never have to worry about not having a job or a way to make money. So
I'm going to do me a trade right now.
If you could do both, if you could do both, trade and college, trade and a degree, you winning. You're really winning because you have multiple ways to make money, and you be qualified for whatever you want to do.
Yep.
So, all right. So, shout outs to Blackjack TV, Zingo TV, Channel 199, Channel 198, Bobby, Blast Music, Troy, Stacks, Sean, Tina B.
What's up, y'all?
Mel, Nick, Street Team General, Tazon, our loyal followers, our Facebook group chat, everybody that supports us, we appreciate it. Our sponsors that we work with behind the scenes, you know who you are, even though that we can't say your names, we appreciate it. I want to thank Mark and Becca for coming on and letting me switch the topic at the last second and still not freaking out. And we having a very informative and great discussion on the topic that I switched at the last second. And for the people that came on wanting to see us talk about co-parenting, I promise you it's coming. Becca got next week. After that, we have that long. It's not Christmas week. I can't remember. I don't think it's Christmas week. But I got after that, and that week will be the one that I'll bring it back up. We will do the co-parenting back and forth, or the co-parenting war topic on that week. But appreciate y'all. If nobody else got anything else to say,
all hearts and minds are clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.